Hallelujah. Told our great Father, Master and King of our lives, orchestrator of all that is. We thank you and we honor you for being you, O Yahuwah. And whether we understand it or not, we know that you are in control. And that as we continue to submit our will to you, submit ourselves to you, that you will keep us in your hand. And yet you will move us as you see fit. That your plan is not to destroy, but to purify and perfect. So we thank you, O Yah. We pray for your continued guidance on where we ought to go and what we ought to do. That we have the ability to hear you, O Yah, and to see, to discern. We shall not fear anything but you, O Yah. Nothing else gets our reverence. For none else deserves it but you. We say Toda Rabbah. May the words of tonight, Father Yah, be edifying to your people. And may all those who speak be led by your Ruach to give us that which you have placed inside of them to be revealed into your people. Toda Rabbah, Father Yah. Baruch atah Yahuwah, Baruch Hashem Yahuwah, Baruch haba Hashem Yahuwah. Hallelujah. We amen.
Hallelujah.
So, Mr. Kai, questions. For those who's done Sukkot more than a couple years, whether you're with us or not, has the aftermath of this Sukkot been similar to any of your other Sukkots? Like, we're about 2.5 weeks removed from Feast of Tabernacles, right? So does this feel like any of the other aftermaths of Sukkot? So Captain Yohanan, then Danielle, then Shalomo.
What did you say?
I'll say shalom, Miss Bakar. I'll say Cain. Yes, the aftermath was way different to a lot of Sukkot's been part of. Because one, I never was sick after Sukkot. So I think we was all tried this Sukkot here because a lot of us got sick a day after Sukkot, a day or two after Sukkot, and which I seen was kind of strange though, because during Sukkot, we was all told fine, doing well, praising everything, and then, but I'm gonna say this, yes, it was kind of different than the other Sukkot, and I yeah.
Okay. Akot Danielle, shalom, sis.
Hey, shalom. I'm gonna say no. Each year that I've done Sukkot, something's always happened after the last feast day, right? So, you have Pesach, then you have every feast day where you're gathering, you're joining and so forth. And then comes the winter months and you're kind of going off into it. And it's kind of like, you know, everything that you've learned and that you've been prepared for and all the tasks and so forth. Now it's like, okay, now you got to go out and put it to work, put what you know to work. And every year, as soon as the code ends, there's always some little thing happening, whether it be a small attack or something. That's why really it's like, okay, now it's time to put your faith to work, to test you and see how far you can get through the winter months in order to make it to the following year.
Dang. Told her about Shalomo Aki.
Shalom, Mishpachah. Wow. For me, no, 100% no. This is not like any other Sukkot that I've had so far. Like the last couple of years, I've been keeping Sukkot. It's so different. It's so much more powerful. It's just like whatever happened out there, what whatever the Most High did, or whatever the Most High is doing, I feel like since we've been out there, I can feel him more. I can praise him differently, worship him differently. I can start to see things differently and start begin to discern and understand and begin to really hear him. And really, I'm getting more and more closer to really just wanting his will for my life. And I'm trying to, cut out some of the things that I want, because I realize that the Most High, like, to really get as close to him as I really, really want to now, you have to be all around perfect, 100% every day, just like Zokane Yellow Yahoo says. And I say that to myself now every day because I'm finally beginning to understand. So absolutely not. No, this is not the same for me, but I yell. Toda.
Hallelujah. Told her about for that, Adon Shalomo. I can definitely hear the conviction in your voice. So Aki, Jaquan asked, can I explain the aftermath? So what I mean by aftermath is when was your Sukkot, Jay?
It would have been before y'all's with Moriel.
Okay. Oh yeah. So we were pretty much on the same calendar. I think we were off by like 2 days.
Yeah, it was a couple, just a day or two apart.
Okay. So what I mean by the aftermath, right? So for us, some people got sick, some people's revelation kind of like it was different for everybody, which is why I asked, right? So what I could do is ask you, following the conclusion of your observance of Sukkot, however you observed it, did it feel the same as when you observed in your way Sukkot from past years? Is what I mean by the aftermath. So once Sukkot was over, those next couple of days or the weeks, like a week or two after that, was it the same feeling? Was it the same experiences? Was it the same aftermath is the word that keeps coming to mind, compared to years prior to that, is what I mean, if that makes sense.
Understood, Murray.
Okay. So all three who have spoken said no. So now I have another question. Did you try to go back to what you were doing prior to Sukkot? Or what? Yes, that's I'm just gonna phrase it like that. Did you try to go back to what you were doing prior to Sukkot, that in terms of spiritually, in terms of um even physically, or even on your job? Like, did you try to go back to normal, and how did that work out, or how has that been working out, trying to go, transition back into the everyday hustle and bustle that we all go through? How has that been working out for everybody? Shy?
Yeah, I would say, when I first got back to my apartment, it felt like, I expressed to some of the people in the group chat that felt like I haven't been in my apartment in months. Because when I got back, I was just walking around my apartment and I was looking, everything looked, strange. I turned some of the lights up. I was just staring at my bedroom. It took me a while to unpack. I was just walking around my apartment. It felt like I was gone longer than just 8 days. It felt like I was gone for like 3 months or something. You know, and as far as doing things the same way, um, as far as spiritually, my regular routine, um, I feel like I did, probably pray a little more when I got back. I probably did meditate a little more. Um, and it seems like things in my job changed a whole lot. Certain things happened when I was gone, and things haven't been the same since. And then as far as school, I'm having a lot different. I'm having a different view on it, like the purpose of why I'm doing certain things, why I'm in certain programs, and that hasn't been the same since I got back. Um, yeah, so I'll yield. Those are
Okay,
just a few
okay,
things.
okay. So the about Aki. Aki Aaron. Shalom Adon.
Shalom. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
And when I got back, to where I'm at, I felt a sense of like I had to get a job done, spiritually and physically. Um, I truly learned a lot, and out of every time I've been with you guys, when I got back this time, uh, it wasn't a sense of urgency, but it felt it felt as if like I need to go to the drawing board and actually uh, draw what I need to get done out and get these things done one by one. So things might have seemed the same when I got back, but spiritually I did not feel the same. Like I said, I felt like there's something I needed to get done, and I was getting more into the word. Uh, and also praying more than I usually do as well. Uh, Physically, I stuck to my normal routine, exercising, taking a lot of walks, and playing basketball. So that was the normal. But as far as getting what I need to get done was reading the word more and just praying more. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So the about Aki. Once again, shalom. Um, so I know I've been asking questions, so I'm gonna read the scripture before people just think that it's a talk show. So let's go to the book of Shemot, commonly called Exodus chapter 3. Um, mm, and I'm gonna start at verse 1. So Shemot, commonly called Exodus chapter 3, starting at verse 1, and it reads: Now Moshe kept the flock of Yithro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian, and he led the flock to the backside of the desert and came to the mountain of Elohim, even to Koreb. And the Malach of Yah, or messenger of Yah, appeared unto him in a flame of fire out of the midst of a bush, and he looked, and behold him, the bush burned with fire. And the bush was not consumed. And Moshe said, I will not turn aside and see. I will now turn aside and see this great sight, while the bush is not burnt. And when Yahuwah saw that he turned aside to see, Elohim called unto him out of the midst of the bush. He said, Moshe, Moshe. And he said, Here I am. Slowly. And he said, Draw not nigh hither. Put off your shoes from your feet, for the place whereon you stand is set apart ground. Moreover, he said, I am the Elohim of your father, the Elohim of Abraham, the Elohim of Yitzchak, the Elohim of Yaakov. And Moshe hid his face, but he was afraid to look upon Elohim. I'm gonna stop there. Just I ain't want to run nobody off for not reading scripture. But so we know that the rest of it is the Most High tells Moshe that he's heard the cry of his people, and now he's about to deliver his people from out of the hand of Paro, right? So my question to tie it into the questions I asked before is that after this encounter at the bush, could Moshe go back to normal? Could Moshe go back with the sheep, uh, chill, drink some yagin with his father-in-law, and just act as if that never happened? Shashma?
I would say, I want to say if he could, he probably could, just ignore the Most High. But knowing the Most High probably would have, killed him or probably gave him some type of disease or something. So I would say, possibly he could have ignored the Most High, but Most High gives you a job to do.
Mhm.
If you don't do it, you most likely, get punished. And then if he doesn't kill you, you most likely you end up doing what he told you to do in the first place. So you might as well just do it.
Okay, I hear you. I hear you. Uh, Shalomo, then Aaron, and then Jaquan. I got a question for you. Go ahead, Shalomo.
Hey, I guess what Shashmar was saying is possibly true. My whole thing with it is like to be in the presence of the Most High, to have that dialogue with Him, which is something that's just so rare. I mean, for anyone at any time period, that's rare. I don't think you can just turn around and act like that didn't happen. Like to feel that presence and to tremble, to remember that, to go on every day thinking about that. No, you can't go back to what you were doing. Like Akaron said, like when he got back, he felt like he had a job to do. So I'm pretty
Mm-hmm.
sure just with everything that happened, like he was just like 100%, laser focused on doing what the Most High asked him to do. He had his reservations. We read that, but he he knew he couldn't just go back to Midian and just chill. He had to go back to Mitzrayim, even though he didn't want to. How you?
All right, Total Key. Aaron, I see you.
Hey, in his mind, he probably think he could have, but he wasn't just only called to labor in the field. He was given a specific job, literally, uh, by the Most High himself. That was like Shalom was saying, like a very rare encounter, and that's just something you just don't really want to take for granted. And like I said in the beginning, like it might have been something he would have been thinking about, but you just don't, you don't deny that. So yeah.
Okay. You just spoke to the Most High. You saw a bush on fire that was not consumed. You were just commissioned to go and return the people to a mountain by a burning bush. I'm just gonna say that again. No, you cannot just go back to normal. My question for Jaquan, even though he said he put his Ben to sleep, is you went you were in the military, and for those in the military, I guess y'all can help y'all brother out. When you were in the military and you go on tour, I believe it's called, right? And you see people dying, and you hear shots being fired, and you see bombs exploding and all of those other things. Can you go back and act as if none of that ever happened? Can you come back to the States and act as if none of that ever happened? Do those memories leave you? Does that feeling leave you? And that's anybody who's been in the military, y'all can answer that. Do those things leave you? Low. No. Okay. No. Okay. No, they don't. So most people say that this Sukkot was something, the aftermath was something that was different. It felt different. It felt as if I can't just do what I normally do at the Sukkot. Maybe you had an encounter. To take it back to the scriptures, when when the children of Israel went through that water and it closed, it's the same thing. that past life is no longer available to you. Is no longer available. You may want it, just like they did. You may even speak about it. You may try to remember what it was like. Another example for the Nashim up here. When you lost, you know, when you had intercourse for the first time, you can never go back to what was before then. That feeling, the thought, the experience, all of that will never leave you. It's the same thing that happened not only just at Sukkot, but I believe is happening to everybody since then, throughout the nation. Something has occurred to where the Most High has closed the water on your past life, on that level, on that season. And now, so two elders said something during Sukkot. And regardless of whether you were there or not, it reigns true. So I believe it was okay Eliyahu, right? He said, if you are here and you hear these lessons, you heard what Maury Samak was saying, Maury Kanakia, myself, as well as everybody who spoke, you are in a very dangerous position. So they said that, right? And they said it twice. And I had to think, and even tonight, I had to keep pondering over, like, why would they? We are in a very dangerous position. I'm going to expand that, if I may, and say that if you are, observing this culture right now, 2021, you are in a very dangerous position. And as I was meditating, this Most High said, because you heard, you saw, you answered. Who? You heard, you saw, you answered. You heard the call. You saw the signs that confirmed that you heard the call, and you answered the call. So now the danger is being destroyed for fighting the transformation. Ooh. Don't be destroyed because you want to fight the transformation. That's what our forefathers did in the wilderness. Just so you know, once again, I'm not just talking to y'all. The book of Shemot, chapter 15. We're singing a song of triumph. We just made it through the water. The waters have closed. They heard Moshe speak. They saw the signs that followed. They answered because they left. And right after that, they are triumphantly singing to the Creator because of who He is and what He has done. In that same chapter, chapter 15, they start to murmur and complain. The beginning of chapter 16, verses 1 through 4, they are now reminiscing about what was. And time after time, they are fighting, moving forward in the transformation that the Creator has called them to, that they answered yes to. The level that they said, okay, You all said yes. Israel has said yes. But we are still fighting the transformation in the wilderness. Now, why do most people fight the transformation? Because after the yes, after you answer the call, yes, right? It's a joyous feeling. But then immediately after that joyous feeling, there's a test. There's something that makes it seem or feel as if maybe that wasn't really my call to answer. Or maybe I should not have answered yes to that call. For example, Genesis chapter 12, Bereshit. The Most High calls Abraham, get up, leave your house, your father's house, your kindred, your country. I'm going to make you a nation. He gets up, takes his Isha, his nephew, and the souls that they made in Haran, and they start on their journey. The creator, still chapter 12, he meets him. He sets up an altar. Boom, everything good. Immediately after that, a famine hits. Immediately after that, they got to go down to Egypt and his wife is taken. This is all in the next chapter. So now there was a call, there was an acceptance, there was an up, and immediately there was a fight. We know the story the Most High tells Pharaoh, you better not touch Sarah. He leaves Egypt with wealth. Melech Dawid, King David. 1 Shemuel chapter 17. He battles Goliath. Now, this is the call for Dawid. He answers the call. He answers the call. He is triumphant. Toward the end of chapter 17, Shaul was like, yo, who's that? I'm the son of Jesse. All right, boom. Now you're on my team. The very next chapter, Dawid is the band. He got the women with the tambourines, they dancing, and they singing Saul killed his thousands, David his 10,000s. The triumph, the joy, the song, so on and so forth. Immediately now, the shot comes on King Shaul, and now Dawid can't even really enjoy his wife in the time that he has spent in all of that, because now he has to run for his life. For years, the fight. But he's in his wilderness period. But he knew that he was called. He knew that he answered the call. He cannot go back to being the little shepherd boy. That's over with. That part of life, that season is over. John, Yehukanan, chapter 2. There's a wedding going on. They ain't got no yayin. That's a problem in a lot of different ways. But they don't have no yayin, no wine for those who. So Yahusha's mother say, yo, look, what's up? They don't got no wine. He say, woman, what that got to do with me? Or what I got to do with you? It's not my time yet. Now, why did he ask that question? He says that statement because it's not my time. Because once I do something, I can never go back to being just your son. Once his first miracle came, once I do this first thing, is that life is over for me. The life that you had before you said yes is over. For all of those who are new, first year, second year, third year, the life that you had prior to you saying yes, it is over. The fights that you're going to have are the transformation in the wilderness. If you fight it and try to go back, you will be destroyed. For those who have been in it, you know who you are. The season that you thought that you were in is now over. Wherever you were at, once you came out of Sukkot, that season is over. You now have another choice. You can wither in the wilderness, or you can trust the Creator and go fight the giants. It's your choice. He's calling all of us to another level, a level of uncertainty for us because we don't see, but he's already seen. He's already laid it out. A level of uncomfortability because you're going to have to do things that are uncomfortable to you for you to see the reward. You're going to have to give up what you knew because you heard, you saw, and you answered yes. So the man who puts his hand to the plow and then takes it off is not worthy of the kingdom. You can't go back to the other side once the waters close. And that's what I've heard since the end of Sukkot. You all wanted community. So now you're going to have to get the community. Because you said yes. The elders, the Morim, y'all signed that covenant. The people said Cain and Amen. So now more is required. So I don't know what that means to anybody because everybody's at a different level. But you know what it means to you because you know what you've seen, you know what you've heard, you know what you have agreed to. So I know it was short, but I hope it was heard. And that's for each and every one of us. So with that, Ms. Pakai, Toda for your attentiveness. I yield and open the floor.
I don't. Yosef had his hand up for a while.
Okay. Shalom, Adon.
Shalom, why you didn't call on me?
I didn't see no names. Shalom, Makoti.
Shalom, 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 everyone. So this is so funny. I was just like, venting to my husband, just now. I've been venting all day to um, you know, to the people that I love in my life, because I'm just so frustrated. And it just dawned on me. No, it just dawned on me to just let it all out. I mean, I was speaking to him, but I was just really speaking to the creator through him, because I needed to get it off my chest. So um people around me, for you know I would say it makes sense, but at the moment it didn't make any sense to me, the decisions that they're making in their life, during these times, like, decisions that they're making, that it don't make any sense. And so I like got some, I would say, counseling. I wouldn't say wise, but counseling from a parent. And the parent was basically telling me, you know, to make sure I'm not forcing my Ish to make a decision that he's not, comfortable with. And I respectfully told that parent, listen, the way our family move, we move as a unit. If my Ish makes a decision, I'm going all in 100% with him. And, you know, um, it depends on what the decision is. Like, if it's some craziness that's, against the Most High, that it's, then the Most High will bring me to that, part of, that this is not of me, and you need to, you know, basically Abigail yourself from the situation. And I'm like, okay, then that would be hard for me, but that would be something that I have to do. You would have to be, if you are, you say that you're about this life, you're about this walk, you have to make certain decisions like that, then you have to make certain decisions like that. But I was having this conversation with my husband. I said, I just want to make sure that the counseling that I'm getting, bring it forth to you, that I am not forcing you to make any decisions in your life that you're not comfortable with. And my husband was like, this is a very funny conversation. I'll entertain it, but you cannot make me do anything I don't want to do. And I know that's how his character is. I just wanted to confirm it, through him. And I said to him, there are two choices. If you're going to be into the world, then be in the world and let's do it 100%. But if you're going to be for Yah, just know that we're going to be for Yah 100%. I do not do things half in. If I give my all, I give my all. Even to some people, my all may be broke. It looks broken, but to me, if I don't have anything in my tank and I'm giving you that, I'm giving you my all. I'm going to give you my all until I go fill it up with the Most High's love, Most High's Ruach, Most High's word. Whenever I get the wisdom from friends, family, the book, you know what I'm saying? Through the Most High, challenging that through me, through them, or through the book to me, I am going to give my all to whichever side that is. That is the type of character that I have. If I'm going to give it all, I'm going to give it all. With that being said, I said, if you're going to go in the Navy, then be for the Navy all the way. Everything that they require of you, then do it all the way. He's like, that I'm entertaining that thought, but no, I don't want to do that. So I'm like, then we're going to go the other route. That was the number one decision that he made before I even started venting. Just counseling from other people, plant seeds that you have to fight, negative seeds that you have to fight against, and I just wanted to make sure I let him know where I stand. And if you are for Yah, then we're going to be about it 100%, no matter how that looks to anyone in my family. If I say that I'm for Yah and I'm preaching that I'm for Yah, it has to look different. It has to look different from everyone else. You cannot say that you're in an establishment and you are preaching the word of Yah and you are saying that he is my Elohim and I am his people, and you look the same as the nation. You cannot do that. That don't make any sense. So if we're going to do it, we're going to do it all the way. All the way. I yield.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Anyone else? Azariahu, Malaki, Shalom Adon, Mashlomka.
Kang, shalom, shalom. I was just opening up the door. My family just came to soccer practice. I missed the first 30 minutes of the lesson, but I came in right on time when you started talking about. It's interesting that that's the part I came up on because that change is not something that happens overnight, and I'm learning that. Last year, me and my family um, made the move to South Carolina, and a lot of you may know when we took that move. As soon as it happened, and I ended up in a homeless shelter, my place. It was a whole test and a trial.
Hey, you went out, Aki. He'll be back here in the state. Azar.
Like, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
All right, all right. What part did you hear before I went out?
Um, that once you made the move, it was a test and you was in the, shelter and things of that nature.
Came, and we were displaced and everything. But even when we got through that, then Maisha had the septus. And then from there, it seemed like every time we got through one part of a test, another one would come, and it was to strengthen us to the point that now we understand so much more the importance of a community. So when you first came in and you were saying how after Sukkot, we all say we want a community, that's where I've been ever since Sukkot ended. Like, me and my family can't do this alone. This walk that we're doing, it's not a walk that we can do alone. It's a walk that we need each other, and we don't have enough of each other to walk this out correctly. And I say that because when you have children and you can't monitor what they're watching because you can't trust a children's cartoon because it has inappropriate things, or you got to be mindful of the books you buy, or there's so many different things that we can't even live comfortably because we don't have our own. We don't have our own little community. We don't have our own little groups of books, our own little groups of entertainment. We don't have our little Goshen within this bondage. We need that community. We need each other because keeping each other keeps us strong. When we said all that you say we shall do, we did not say that as just an individual. We said as a collective. Um, we, the Most High, never moved until the children of Israel did something first. Before the Most High sent a savior, the people cried out. We have to step up and we have to start making those tough choices and making them as a community. Say, like Deborah said, are we gonna be 100% for Yah and we're gonna do this 100%, or we gonna do 100% according to the world? But we have to choose one or the other. We don't have the time for the on again, off again, one toe in, one toe out. We don't have that time any longer because our children are in danger. And I say our children because we have already experienced the world. We're trying to prevent them from understanding the world the way that we have seen it. We're trying to keep them pure. We're trying to protect their guides. They are born already knowing who the Most High is. They are more righteous and more wise than we were at their age because of what we're putting inside of them. So we have to protect that. We have to protect what we're teaching and what we're installing because this is our legacy. This is our culture. And this is our moment to redefine. We know who our Elohim is. But is that just enough? Or are we going to put the things that the Most High has given us and put our 2 cents, our 3 cents, our 5 cents, our 10 cents, or whatever we have to the table and say, hey, this is what we have. Let's come together. Because in order for us to be protected in this time, we have to be protected together. There's safety in numbers. The Most High will gather us, but we have to make sure we signal him and he knows where we are. So it's important that what I'm just trying to make is if we are doing 100%, whatever it is that we choose, keep it. We have to be mindful that this choice that we are choosing is not a choice that is just for now. This is the choice that will change our legacy and our generations to come. And that makes things a little bit more heavier when we think about the choices we make. And with that, I yield.
Hey, Yaki. Hey. Anyone else? Elders. Bagi, Shell, yourself.
Okay, shalom, shalom. Can everybody hear me pretty well?
Yes, sir.
How you know? How you know it's you?
Wow. Ken, so like my Kazar, I kind of chimed in a little bit late myself. Like Maisha said, we was having a conversation, and that conversation led up to a lot of questions that, the drumbeat that's been going on for myself has been character, right? And I'll tie that in here just a second, but I'll say for right now, right? There's a specific season that's going on within the military for the Navy specifically. It's when they're making new chiefs. So I've been heavily involved in that, right? And one of the things that they teach during that time frame is like building resiliency and building your character. Your character should never change nor waver for any means, right? So when I chimed in and heard Raul talk about Moshe at the bush, and asking the question like, during that time frame, right? There's really no turning back at that point, right? There's certain levels of appointment, right, that the Most High calls you to. That there's no turning back from that. In the like manner of military, there's certain positions that I'll say that the Most High puts you in, right? That you can't turn back from those positions. They're rewarded to you. First and foremost, they are rewarded to you in some way, shape, or form. You have earned that. The Most High has seen that and shown favor to it. Those sometimes might think in their minds that they're not ready. Just like Moshe didn't think he was ready. But over the course of time, you see that he filled that position. No one else could have done that position better, you know. Hence, that's why he was handpicked. Um, I say that to say that during that time frame of Moshe, his character was constantly tested. His character and resolve was constantly tested. His people tested it. Us as a people, we tested his character. Uh, Pharaoh tested his character. Everything that was around him, you know, molded, refined, and defined him as a person. Right. So, in saying that, me and Maisha, like I said, we had a conversation, and one thing that Maisha said that was pretty impactful was the fact that she said that, and I'm taking myself as an example, right? Here where I work at, she's like, if you was to take the vaccine, just hypothetically speaking, your character, everything that you are, right, would just be completely debunked and tossed out the window. Everything that you are as a person, your beliefs, your quote unquote religion, everything that you stand for would just could be completely tossed out and thrown out the window because of the fact that, and again, hypothetically, if I was to change my mind or something like that, say I wanted to take the jab, and that's why when Yeshua was like, I was like, yeah, I'll entertain that thought. No, I'm not going to do that. But no, that this is the time frame that that Ma'ak was talking about as far as answering the call. All of us were there, receiving this, right? So now we're in a process of going through the wilderness. This is a process that is refining our character, testing our character, and weeding off the things that would hold us back, right? To truly acknowledge our creator to the fullest. Because I'll be the first one, I'll raise my hand. I've been doing this quite a bit. I'll be the first one to point the finger at myself that there are, I'll say was, and are still things that need to be weeded off of myself, my family, and my mishpati, right? We're continuously going through a refining process to where we can be our best self, our true self, walking alongside the creator. Because that's the ultimate goal, to walk alongside the creator. To be in that position of Adam when he's walking with the creator, you know. And that's at our pure self, untainted, unscathed, anything like that. That is the true essence of where we need to be at. But in order to get to that, right, again, we have to go through this wilderness process that Ma'ak was bringing out throughout the lesson. Aisha said something perfect, to be naked, to be truly naked and unashamed. You know, that's the point where we need to be at, naked and unashamed, nothing to hold back, completely free. That was actually the word that she used. That was pretty interesting. We had a conversation earlier. To be free, free from bondage, free from any type of yoke around your neck that the world may have put on you that you might not even recognize. These time frames right here actually allow you to see the yokes that are around your neck. I'm recognizing them every day, every day. And I have to pray to the Most High to continuously remove these yokes, to be free, and to humbly walk with the Creator. So that's all I have, fam. Told y'all for the lesson. Appreciate you bringing that out. I got nothing else. I yield.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Uh, the older yourself. Zokane Lasemba. Shalom, Zokane.
I take that. Shalom, family. Uh, wow. For some reasons, these Thursday lessons usually have powerful sentiments with it, and it's sometimes it's just good just to listen to what everyone have to say, the intake, the inputs, the analyzations there, just to listen, to hear what everybody has to say about how they feel, how, because like everybody, like a couple of the people on here, I came in almost around the same time, about right before you went into Moses and the bush. And as everyone said, that there's no possible way for you to turn back from that to go back to being normal. And that's the same mindset that we all have to have. And as Joseph was saying, there's a battle for your life, for your soul, pretty much. And we have to fight to get rid of all these demons around us and all these different things that's of this world that so easily tear you astray from your purpose. And as this brother spoke earlier, I can't think of what his name is, but just listening to him was powerful, because you could tell that this is something, especially coming from Suko, being around everybody. I literally miss everyone. That's how I feel. I miss the connection. I miss the togetherness. Taking crazy showers in a crazy open bathroom with a bunch of different men. I missed it. I miss it. Felt like a family. It felt like something that we need to strongly build more on. And as the brother was saying, it's time. It's no more time to talk. We have to put our sense in and say this is what we're doing. We can't talk about this more. They making their decisions, and we have to make ours. And ours don't coincide with theirs, so it's got to be different, and it's got to be together. I've been wanting this for a long time, so trust me, I'm all in. Whatever it is it takes for us to do, I'm right there for you.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hmm. Okay. Well, Mr. Carr, hmm. Yeah, there's, you know, uh, there's only so much that can be said. Uh, Azar said, um, Mitre, Azariah said, is it enough just to know your Elohim? So I was talking with the Elohim earlier, right? Was going over something, and was talking about the fear of Elohim, and I was telling him that the fear of Elohim is to hate evil, right? So I asked him, how can you fear Elohim if you don't know what evil is? If the fear of Elohim is to hate evil, I mean, if, it's an interesting conversation, especially with the group of young ladies. But the same thing goes for us. How can you, as Jacob or James said, you tell me your faith, I show you my faith through my works. It's been done. It's not anything that's never been done before. The difference is that once we make the first step, which is actually coming together, right? Part of what I've been told is to connect these things now. So this is just part one, but we actually have to do it. We actually have to do it, which is once again going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be something that some people don't want to do because it's going to uproot you. It's going to uproot everybody, actually. But if we're in the hands of the Creator, none of that matters because He's going to plant us near the living water. So this isn't something that's, it's no motivational speech in order to, try to get y'all to do something that y'all don't want to do. If you want to do it, you'll do it. If not, may the Most High be with you. But we are running out of time. That I believe we all can agree on. And Goshen was Goshen because the people were there. Wherever they were going to be at, that's where the light was going to be, where everywhere else was darkness. That's where the blood was going to be at on the door. That's where it was going to be because that's where the people were together. So Joel 2, and then I'm gonna be quiet. Joel 2, 27 and 28, for the most I said, and they'll know I'm in the midst of Israel when I pour out my spirit upon all flesh. Your sons and daughters prophesy, old men have dreams, young men have visions. Even on your servants and on your handmaids will I pour out my spirit. All right. That's 27 and 28. But before then, you see the gathering. So before we have the outpouring of the spirit, you have to be gathered. So if we want the spirit, we have to be gathered. If you want the creator in the midst, you have to be gathered. If you want the protection, you have to be gathered. If you want the redemption, you have to be gathered. It's not rocket science. The only hard part of the equation is, does your desire outweigh your reservations? If it does, then we'll be able to move forward. If it doesn't, and there's something or someone holding you back, then we will not be. That's it. So if there aren't any other hands, any other comments, and what's that feel out? Most I will, and we'll see everybody for tomorrow night. Aaron?
I just wanted to quote a scripture from Jeremiah, um, Jeremiah 29, verse 11. And it says, "For I know the thoughts that I think toward you," says Yahuwah, "thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end." So when I came across this about a few days ago, and I was meditating on it, and where it says thoughts of peace, uh, some of us, well, I myself, which I have been doing, just kind of putting it out there that we have to understand and think about what's Yahuwah's thoughts of peace towards us and not evil, to give us an expected end. So what I was thinking about was, when he says thoughts of peace, I was thinking about protection, understanding, salvation, and just numerous. It was a lot of things that I was thinking about when I came across the scripture, when he said, "I think towards you," says Yahuwah, "thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end." So like you just said about no matter what it is, as long as we're in the hand of Yah, I think you said something like it wouldn't really matter, because at the end, he has the set plan for us. So I bring the scripture up to say that, to think about what Yahuwah's thoughts of peace is towards us and not of evil. Are you?
Dang, hallelujah. Hallelujah. Okay. Unexpected and mm, okay. Mm, dang. All right. Yeah, I'll definitely be meditating on that as well, Lucky. Um, yeah, all right. So let's I don't know if there's more Smock who just came on or not. I mean, you probably weren't able to hear anything, but if you got any words or don't, I'll give you the last word before we pray out.
Hello, Don. That's me, Don. My thing, our task froze on me, but I can't do nothing, so I've logged on my other thing.
Okay, it's all good. Sooner or later, you'll get an Android, some iPhones. Stop messing with you. But anyway, uh, Psalms 50:15. Okay, hold on. Lane 50:15. But unto the wicked Elohim said, "What hast thou to do to declare my statutes?" Verse 16. And call upon me in the day of trouble. I will deliver thee, and you shall glorify me. Hmm. Read 14 too, Aki. Offer unto Elohim thanksgiving, and pay thy vows unto the Most High. And call upon me in the day of trouble, and I will deliver thee, and thou shalt glorify me. You know what you promised the Creator. You know your promises. Most High, most powerful Creator of all things. You created me, you created us, and you created more things. I exist in your power, and you help me to understand that because you are is the reason that I am. Hallelujah. Father, yeah, we thank you again for another gathering where your voice is heard through your servants. That is all we are. Asking our Master to continue to lead us and guide us, to give us the peace that is necessary, the peace of mind that we may move forward, knowing that the waves may be crazy around us, the winds may be blowing, but if we stay focused upon you, that you will allow us to walk on top of all of it. That there is nothing, that there is no one, that there is no decree that can stop us. If we are submitted to you, and if we are unified. That has always been your desire for your people. That we see you as our living Elohim, as the one who provides for us, not our jobs, the one who gives us shelter, the one who makes sure that we can eat, the one who put the clothes on our back, the breath within our lungs, the strength within our temples. It is you, Yahuwah. You are the one that can restore the soul. I pray that you continue to restore the souls of all of those who may still be in parts. We look to you, O Yahuwah, to quiet the doubts. We look to you, O Yahuwah, to provide where we lack. Whatever area, Abiyah, show us the way, and we will go. This is our vow to you, O Yah, that wherever you lead, we will follow. And we will not look back. For wherever you are is where we want to be. For that is where life is. That is where peace is. That is where safety is. That is where the provisions are. Strengthen the bond of family, Abiyah, between us. That there be nothing that comes between us. That there be nothing that separates us from each other. That all things can be worked out. We rebuke the enemy, Father Yah, that tries to come in and sow discord. Pray, Abiyah, that it is removed in your name. We rebuke the enemy who comes in and tries to sow doubt. In your name, O Yahuwah, may it be removed from our ranks. For with you, all things are possible. There is no obstacle, no mountain that cannot be moved. The waters must stand. The ground must be dry. If you call it so, Abiyah. So we shall call on you in the day of our trouble. For we are in the days of our trouble. We have hope. We have an expected end, knowing that you will answer us, O Yah. For you said that you would answer us. If we humbled ourselves in prayer, you would hear. That we would say, Yahuwah, you would say, here am I. We know that your word does not return back to you void, O Yah. So we pray for the protection over the Yeladim, over their minds, and the schools that they go, and the places wherever they go. Continue to mold them and build them into your army, set apart army, who have yet to be marked up and scarred by this world. Protect the parents, protect their minds. Continue to keep them strong, Father Yah, through all adversity, that they do not fold, that their strength is not small in the day of adversity by fainting. We know that you are with us, for we are your people and you are our Elohim. Bless you, O Yahuwah. Bless your name, Yahuwah. Bless he who comes in the name of Yahuwah. Hallelujah. 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 Selah.
Good night.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Oh yeah, praise Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.